Bauer, we welcome back the CEO of Prosper Trading Academy. Hi, Scott. Happy holidays.
John, thanks. Very same to you, and thanks for having me back on.
Are they going to be happy financial holidays? What do you see in the last quarter still happening?
I mean, it's tough, John. It really is. You know, we've had quite the rally already off of the bottom over the last 2-3 weeks or so. And I think that many people, including me, would be really happy if we just kind of leveled off and stayed here for the rest of the year rather than giving some of that back. You know, there's just still so much uncertainty regarding inflation, interest rates, and then obviously geopolitical events. You know, I think the warning from Target yesterday was really a wake-up call for a lot of the market, because the consumer so far has been just unbelievable in the face of everything that has happened. The consumer is still out there spending. But Target, you know, came out, which was different than what Walmart said just the day before. But Target came out and said, you know, the consumer's pulling back. We see it. We're not expecting robust holiday Christmas sales. So if that happens, that could really, you know, put a dent in things. So that's why I'm saying I think, you know, you need to be, let's call it cautiously optimistic for the rest of the year, even though this is typically a, you know, very big time of the year for market gains.
Ken Griffin said yesterday he thinks that inflation has peaked. Is Walmart suggesting that it hasn't and that people are going to pull back because of inflation?
So I think inflation has peaked as well, and who would I be to disagree with Ken Griffin? However, there's always a lag, right? Just because it's peaked doesn't mean that people feel that right now. Their spending patterns typically lag 3 to 6 months. So they're not feeling the full brunt of inflation yet. And just because inflation may have peaked, I think there's still a little bit of pain ahead here. Now, if we could predict out 6 months from now, then great. I think, you know, if inflation truly has peaked, that's going to be a great time for the market. That will be a great period of recovery. But right now, people are really feeling it. And, you know, the holiday season could be a difficult one for retailers, which then could spill over into the overall market.
Give me the update on the Leonid for Lori event that's going to take place December 2nd at 7 o'clock. This is a foundation that you started. Who is it, and what are Leonid and Friends going to do?
Absolutely. So the foundation I started is the Lori Bauer Foundation for Sudden Loss. And what we do is basically help grieving children and their families cope with any sort of loss, whether it's death of a parent, a sibling, something else tragic happened. And we have 2 children's grief centers in the Chicago suburbs. And there has been just an endless amount of need for what we do, and especially because we're located since the unfortunate events of July 4th. So Leonid and Friends, who you know are very good friends of mine, they are international rock stars. They are from Moscow. They play the music of Chicago, Earth, Wind, and Fire, some other great, you know, 70s and 80s tunes, and they're going to be hosting a live concert for us where everybody can see them, talk to them, hear them up close. It is at Loft 21 in Lincolnshire on December 2nd. It is going to be the first in-person fundraiser that we've been able to have since COVID, so we are looking for just an incredible event.
If you haven't heard or seen Leonid and Friends, Google Leonid and Friends. It's terrific. These are Russians and Ukrainians who have essentially the best cover band in the world, and you will not believe if you just hear it that it's not actually Chicago or Earth, Wind, and Fire. Now they're going to be here in town December 2nd. It's fun to see, especially when you figure out who they are. It's 7 o'clock at Loft 21 in Lincolnshire. How do I get tickets for this?
You go right to our website, which is Tulips for Lori. That's TULIPSFOR Lori, LAURI.org. And everything, all the information is right there.
TulipsForLori.org. December 2nd, 7 o'clock. I got to get back to you about that, but thanks for the invitation, Scott, and everybody enjoy the music and support the great cause. Thank you, Scott.
Thanks, John. Have a great day.
That's Scott Bauer. It's 12:07.